Hello YouTube, Own Soldier 86 right back here. And now that we've isolated this main melody from Kirby's Dream Land stage, let's go ahead and play it and hear what it sounds like on finale. Yeah, and that's exactly what I expected to hear. We've got the main melody isolated. There's no other drums or bass or anything else going on. And we also were able to identify that the instrument being used here is different than the one from the sound in Smash Brothers. We were hearing sort of a synthesized trumpet before, and now we're hearing sort of a bell or maybe like an electric piano sound. And so our goal, of course, is going to be to switch that tone to something different. Here's where we run into a pickle. Something I didn't realize until I started making these videos is that when we exported the MIDI from the Goldeneye Setup Editor, it sort of created a corrupted MIDI file. It does give us the notes and the instruments, but unfortunately, we're not able to change that in Finale. So what we have to do is we're going to have to copy this information into a new document in Finale, so it's something that we can actually edit. And the process is a little tricky, but I'll walk you through it. It's not terrible. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight all the music information from track 0, as we did before, clicking to the left of this treble clef symbol. And with all of that highlighted, let's go ahead and hit Edit and Copy. And then what we're going to do is make a new document in Finale. There's two ways to do it. One, you can click the New button in the top left-hand corner. It looks like a blank page. Or you can go to File, New. And then you're going to be met with a bunch of different dialog boxes here, and I'll walk you through these. It's a document setup wizard, which allows you to edit the title and the composer, which is stuff we're not really, we don't need to worry about that because you're not going to be seeing anything from the music. So let's go ahead and skip that. Next. This is something we need to be concerned with. This is where you can add and delete instruments. And all of these are different categories of instruments that we can select from. However, we're going to keep things real simple. We're just going to use blank staff. And from this category, we're given another blank staff, so we can add that to our document. And if we wanted to have multiple tracks and multiple instruments, we could add more, or of course less. And in this case, since we're only dealing with one track, we're going to only deal with one blank staff. Hit Next. This information is for musicians. They will recognize these boxes. You can adjust the time signatures and the key signatures as you will, but it's not necessary to deal with right now. Since we all have that MIDI information already, let's go ahead and hit Finish. And then what we're going to do is click again to the left of this treble clef symbol to highlight all these measures. And we're going to hit Paste. And then what that did is that copied all the music notation from that previous document into a new document. Something that we'll take note of too, if we scroll down, is that we do have our main melody that we heard before, but then you can see that there's a bunch of these blank segments here. These are called measures, and inside these measures are rests. So this is notation for no sound. And unfortunately, there's a lot of it. And then there's a little bit of extra melody here, but then there's some more rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete all this rest because if we hear that in game, you're going to hear some pauses where there'll be no music. And we don't want that to happen. So in order to edit that, let's go ahead and click the last measure right after our main melody. We're going to hold down the Shift button. And then we're going to click the very last measure of the entire song. And that will highlight all the measures in between, and we can hit the delete key. That will clean up everything, so then all we're left with is the main melody, and it will continue to repeat this part over and over again. So in our next few videos, we're going to be able to manipulate this and hear it in different instruments, as well as different speeds and loudnesses.